Welcome to Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro's official podcast. This is your opportunity to go behind the scenes of Rockstar Pro and hear from the wrestlers themselves. Now here are your hosts, Mark Turner and Bork Torkelson.
Greetings, Ranguses and Danguses. This is Bork Torkelson, and welcome back. It's been a long time, but welcome back to another edition of the Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast, and I am all on my lonesome today. As you know, my longtime partner here on Backstage Pass and commentary is no longer with us, at least for the moment, and my current broadcasting partners are all at Impact Wrestling tapings. So it's just me, just little old Bork, here to give you some info on Rockstar Pro Wrestling and what you can expect at Living in America. So before we get to that, let's talk about some things past. It has been quite a transition to Turnbuckles and Brews since Rockstar Pro Wrestling left 1106 East 3rd Street all those months ago, back after 7 in February. But there's been a lot of great action at Rockstar. The Intergalactic Championship has changed hands many, many times, and we'll talk about that a little bit with our guest in the Spotlight segment. That's coming up later. That's going to be a huge deal. But before we get to that, I'll turn back to early June 7th, when Joey Ryan returned to Rockstar Pro Wrestling. I don't know if we have an official name for it. I think it was Joey Ryan Returns. Jake Christ and I discussed Joey Ryan's penis flip party. I kind of like the moniker Joey Ryan's Penis Palooza, but hey, you know, not my call. Nevertheless, we had some great matches on that show. Opened up the night with Samantha Heights defeating Big Cuz. Samantha Heights on her way, if she has not already arrived, in Japan for a 3-month tour. So best of luck to Samantha Heights. You can follow her on social media in her adventure in Japan. Next up, we had the Punks defeating the Bambinos. This was pre-Punks becoming Rockstar Pro Tag Team Champions. We had a triple threat match with the Wahash Karam, Nate Wings, and not my homie, Pompano Joe, in which Pompano Joe came out on top. We had Austin Mannix versus Lord Crew. Lord Crew getting the best of Mannix in that one. And shortly after that, we had our best of 7 series between these two set up. Mannix is currently suspended briefly for attacking Lord Crew in the parking lot. If you ask JP, that was an unsanctioned parking lot attack, although I am curious if there are sanctioned parking lot attacks at Rockstar Pro. Nevertheless, Crew and Mannix in the midst of an amazing best of 7 series. Lord Crew up 2-0 over Austin Mannix. Mannix, I think, just getting a little flustered there and took it out on Crew. So we'll see Mannix back in a week or two, and he'll no doubt resume that best of 7 with Lord Crew, now in a 0-2 deficit. We also had Jeremiah versus Larry D in a great match. Larry D charged Jeremiah in the outside and accidentally rammed his head right into the barricade. And old Jeremiah took advantage of that with a couple of running knees to the side of the head. Jeremiah getting one up on Larry D. We saw Grits and Gravy take on Pat Boone with DK Summers at their side in a tag title match. And Pat and Boone came out on top. As I said, they were your Rockstar Pro Tag Team Champions, currently the Punks, Christian Cobain and Crash Jackson. Or for some reason, I always combine them into one person, Crash Cobain. I'd never say Christian Jackson. I don't know. Nevertheless, those two, your current Rockstar Tag Team Champions as the Punks. We also saw in perhaps our titular event, the match in which Joey Ryan participated. It was Joey Ryan versus Jake Manning, or at least that was the initial plan. Ryan decided he saw someone at the show that he wanted to challenge. So this match was turned into a triple threat match between Jake Manning, Joey Ryan, and the Wrestling Revolver Open Invite Champion Wrestling Tent. Fantastic match. Yes, the tent's flap was involved. Yes, Joey Ryan's nethers were involved. But Wrestling Tent came out on top and retained that Revolver Open Invite Championship. And in our main event, it was an intergalactic championship match between the champion at that time, Aaron Williams, and Ron Mathis. Aaron Williams coming out on top in that exchange with a devastating move on Ron Mathis. So we've had a lot of intergalactic champions already at Turnbuckles and Brews, from Jeremiah to Clayton Gainz to Larry D to Ron Mathis to Aaron Williams. But none of those men are my guest for the Spotlight segment today. Oh no. Today, we've got something special. The current Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion. In fact, the only two-time Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion. You know who I'm talking about. Let's get to the Spotlight.
Rockstar Pro!
Well, I promised you something huge here tonight on Backstage Pass, and I am delivering, over-delivering, some may say, because I am joined by the two-time Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion. He is too swole to control, Clayton Gainz. Clay, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, brother. It really doesn't get any bigger to me than me. I'm sorry. It is an honor to be here. I'm just so excited I can't even speak straight.
That's all right. You don't have to speak. You just have to pose. Well, honestly, for this medium, we kind of need you to speak.
So this double bicep, these people can't see it?
They can't see it. I can see it. It's veiny.
That's a tragedy. That's an American tragedy.
It is. Maybe I can get a photo or something to share.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. So it hasn't been long that we've been here at Turnbuckles and Brews with Rockstar Pro. And in that time, you have become not one-time, but two-time Intergalactic Champion. Can you tell me about that journey and what it means to you to be Intergalactic Champ?
I mean, like you said, not only am I the first ever, might I add, two-time Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion, I am the first champion to successfully defend the title.
First and only.
First and only. It's really just such an honor, really. So many other men in such a short time have already been champion, but no one has been able to do what I have done.
It's true. So that really makes you, you've been talking about how great you are for years, and now, here at Rockstar Pro, we have proof, undeniable proof. You're the best wrestler in the company.
Hands down. I wake up in the morning and piss excellence. There's not much else to say.
Wild hogs.
Wild hogs, baby. Wild hogs till I die.
So if you piss excellence, let me ask you this, because our fans want to know. What do you shit?
Well, you got to keep me coming back. That's for the next one.
Okay.
I can't give it all away
Okay.
today.
Okay.
You got to keep them wanting.
Fair enough.
Wanting more.
You leave them wanting more. Like, you understand the first rule of showbiz, right?
Bingo.
Bongo. Bango. So, I've got to ask you about this because nobody saw this coming. Ace Austin ended up, I'm not going to say helping you become champion because you didn't need the help.
Absolutely not.
But Ace was there in your corner showing you support. We've seen him in the ring with you, cutting promos by your side. What's with this new relationship between you and Ace Austin?
We're bros. There's no doubt about it. Definitely my best friend. And I can't wait to see what else we do. You know what I mean? We're here, we're ready to take over, and we are doing so.
So you guys have really embraced the rules for the Intergalactic Championship in a way that previous owners, title holders, simply have not, right?
To be honest, I don't think they even had the title long enough to do so. You know what I mean, let's be honest. Who's held it for more than a week besides yours truly, Clayton Gainz? I'll answer that for you. The answer is no one. I am the only one, and I will continue to be the only one because I do not plan on losing this championship anytime soon.
Well, definitely not anytime soon because you have made the declaration that you are going to wait the maximum 90 days before defending your championship. Can you tell me about what led to that decision?
Well, here's the thing, I've seen a lot of people, they weren't really happy with how much the title seemed to be changing hands, so I figured I would go out of my way and I would do a solid for the fans and the people, and I will make sure that they have a champion, the same champion, the champion that they not only want, but they deserve for an extended period of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, I hate to disagree with you, but I am in this one little way. They don't deserve you, Clay.
Well, they don't, but you know what I mean? It's a nice give back to them at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
They pay their $6.
They don't have much to live
I'll
for.
pretend they do. They don't. They don't have much to live for.
Right.
And quite frankly, they'll never be us. So it's just kind of my way of giving back.
So you say you're going to wait the full 90 days and then defend your championship. Here's the thing. Intergalactic title rules state that if you wait the full 90 days, you have to compete in 3 title defenses in that single night. Like, is this a wise strategy? Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to doubt you. I know you can defeat 3 opponents in a single night, but others might question the wiseness of this move.
Oh, no, there's no questioning about it. See, I know exactly what I'm doing. We know exactly what we're doing. At the end of the day, look at me and look at every single other person in that locker room. There's no one that looks like me.
True.
There's no one that can do what I do in that ring.
Double true.
And with Ace Austin in my corner, we can't lose.
I absolutely agree with that, but you do have a big match coming up very soon at Living in America, July 5th at Turnbuckles and Brews against Ron Mathis. It's a non-title match, but if Mathis defeats you, he'll get a championship shot down the line. Any parting thoughts about that match against Mathis?
I'm going to be honest with you. The only thought I have is that no matter what happens Friday night at Living in America, I am coming back to Gainesville with my Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Championship. It does not matter what happens in that match. I am walking out the same way I walked in, a champion, and there's not a damn thing that anyone can do about it.
I love it. Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion, too swole to control, Clayton Gainz. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Wild Hogs.
Wild fucking hogs.
Well, there you have it. Straight from the Wild Hog's mouth. Too swole to control. Clayton Gainz, your Rockstar Pro Intergalactic Champion. And he will have a match. Let me flip through my notes here. He will have a match at Living in America, July 5th. At Turnbuckles and Brews, 638 Waterville in the Belmont neighborhood of Dayton, Ohio. Not an intergalactic championship match, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, let's run through the rest of the card here. Again, this is Living in America, July 5th, 7:30 bell time at Turnbuckles and Brews, 638 Waterville Avenue in Dayton, Ohio. All ages show, of course. If you want alcohol, you bring your ID. Tickets are only $20 for front row, and they're still available. So, we're going to see James Bunn, head of security guard James Bunn, who's had quite the run-ins with Aaron Williams of late. He'll be taking on Big Cuz, the man who seems to have oddly grown accustomed to wearing that partial Sasquatch outfit. Weirdo. Nevertheless, everyone's homie, except me, Pompano Joe, also facing the bare-knuckle berserker Lord Crew. Again, Austin Mannix is currently facing a suspension, so Crew in different action. That Best of 7 series on hold momentarily. We will have a submit or surrender match between Grits and Gravy. That's Bruce Gray and, John Murray. Versus Pat the Bruiser and Benjamin Boone, with DK Summers collectively known as Pat Boone. Former Rockstar Pro Tag Team Champions. Both teams there in a submit or surrender match. Bruce Gray's arm was already in a sling going into this Wednesday at Amped. There was quite a confrontation between Grits and Gravy and Pat Boone. John Murray's arm being closed in a car door there. So now both members of Grits and Gravy fighting injured. I would imagine, if this match still happens at Living in America. We'll also see in other tag team action the Rockstar Pro Tag Team Championships on the line as the champions, Punks, that's P-U-N-X, Crash Jackson and Christian Cobain, put their gold up for grabs against the Bambino brothers, Vinny and Dom. Two great tag team matches there. Unfortunately, John Murray's involved in one of them. We'll also see more triple threat action as the baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, faces Nate Wings and the Wahash Karam. Fortunately, James Bunn involved in that earlier match, so hopefully no untoward incidences there. Incidents, how about that? We also have legendary Larry D facing Crimson. Crimson brutally attacking Larry D not too long ago, crushing his hand in that steel chair. Crimson went on a bizarre rant. We'll see these two lock up, and I'm sure it's going to get nasty when Larry D takes on Crimson. We also have a backyard barbecue brawl. The Hook, Jeremiah, his head's been elsewhere. He's been obsessed with the Intergalactic Championship. He has been looking at the ceiling, talking to the sky, thinking about astronauts and aliens and galaxies and conspiracies and all sorts of crazy stuff. He's the one really pushing this theory that the Intergalactic Championship is cursed or has a mind of its own or something along those lines. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But nevertheless, he challenged Southern Psycho Mance Warner to a backyard barbecue brawl. Old Mancer, I don't know if he knows what he's getting into against the Hook. Jeremiah is a bad dude, but he's also a dad dude, and a grill dad at that. I don't know if he'll be grilling children. I think he mentioned that when he challenged Mancer. Maybe a slip of the tongue, I don't know. Nevertheless, that one's going to be crazy, worth attending just for that. But our main event is an exciting one. You already heard from the Intergalactic Champion to Swole to Control, Clayton Gainz, as he will be facing a pure trash Ron Mathis in a non-title match. Gainz has already stated that he will wait the full 90 days before defending his Intergalactic Championship. That is the champion's prerogative. However, if he does it in less than 30 days or less, he only has to defend it once. If the champion decides to defend 60 days or less from his either winning of that title or previous defense, he will have to defend it twice. If he waits up to the full 90 days, then that champion must defend 3 times in one night. Obviously, Clayton Gainz, very confident going into this non-title match against Ron Mathis. The Intergalactic Championship has some interesting rules. I already mentioned some there. Also, countouts are 15 counts rather than 10. It's an odd thing, and they have, I believe, a 45-minute time limit. So, join us at 638 Watervliet in Dayton, Ohio for Rockstar Pro presents Livin' in America. It's going to be a great show. Hopefully, I won't have to deal with John Murray on commentary. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, be at Rockstar, living in America, July 5th. The end.